And we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a live stream here on the Film Stock channel. It is Wednesday, January 14th. And of course, I have a Diet Dr. Pepper in hand. And I've actually been looking forward to this. So I saved it for this moment. I had one earlier today, but hold on. What a glorious thing. What a glorious beverage. It's Wednesday, which means I'm here to hang out. We're answering questions tonight, all right? Probably doing like a tight hour 15, a little bit of a shorter stream than normal. But I'm here to hang out and answer your questions. So fire them off in the chat right now. Let's talk whatever is on your mind, right? Movies, shows, Stranger Things, spin-offs, sports, whatever is on your mind, fire off in the stream right now, and let's get down to business, all right? I see we got 50 people in here already, so welcome in. It's good to see you guys here. Let's have a good stream. Let's have a fun time. I'm looking forward to it. Super chat's the way to go to guaranteed that I can get your question, comment, concerns. Also a huge way to help support the channel. And that's really it for the gist of it. Hitting that like button helps out tremendously as well. And I think that's it. I heard there's where was I? Totally lost my train of thought. But we're doing this thing. Let's do it. Here we go. Shout out Pugs. It says first, meaning they were in here before anyone else. Again, Super Chat does guarantee I get your question, comment, concern. Kaylee's in here. Trenton, welcome in. Good to see you here. James, what's up? How you doing? What's your top 10 favorite movie of 2025? I don't even know if I have 10 worthy of mentioning. I will say in my 5 favorite movies in no order were Predator, Badlands, Marty Supreme, Weapons, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, and probably Naja too. That movie rules. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. Good stuff, honestly. Highly enjoyable flick. Out of this world animation, by the way, as well. Like stunning stuff. It made over $2 billion worldwide. Was it 2 or was it 1.8? It made a ton of money at the box office, which is awesome. Beyond the Gauntlet, welcome in. Good to see you here. Leanna's in here. Shout out, Leanna. I saw you doing a painting on your Instagram story. Very cool stuff. James says, hi, Chris. What would you like to be for the spinoff for Stranger Things? What would you want the Stranger Things spinoff to be? Okay. And would you want any of the original characters to return? If you do, who to choose? I honestly don't want to see any of them again. Like, I love the ending of the show, which has now apparently become a hot take or a fake take, I guess. People think, you know how it is online. Oh, you're paid to like Stranger Things or you're blinded, whatever. I feel the way I feel. I've always on the channel about any piece of media been completely honest with how I feel. And I loved the finale. Regarding the future of these characters, I'm good. Like, I don't want them to come back because I don't want them to run the risk of tarnishing that legacy, right? That's kind of something I'm big on nowadays, especially like when I was younger growing up, I would see, movies or shows like, oh, they're doing a reunion, they're doing a revival, they're doing a legacy sequel of sorts. And any time you go and watch those, like 9 times out of 10, they're disappointing, and they can again run the risk of lowering how you feel about the original property. I would never want that to happen with Stranger Things. So I'm pretty against like seeing Steve again or seeing Dustin again. I mean, 10, 20 years from now, talk to me, see where we're at. But as it stands right now, I'm content with the ending, and I don't think they would any of the original characters would return. Now, if one had to come back, I think that it would honestly be, it would be like cheating. I wouldn't even say an original. I would like to just see sort of a continuation in this world with like Holly and her friends, and maybe Erica gets involved. But even then, would it have the Stranger Things of it all? There wouldn't be a mind flayer. There wouldn't be like, creatures, I guess I could say, no gates, any of that stuff. They'd have to get creative. And then the whole time too, people would be wondering, oh, where's Mike? Where's Nancy? So it might run the risk of doing something there. By the way, over 100 people in here. Thank you guys for hanging out on this Wednesday. Hit that like button. Helps out tremendously. And Super Chat's a way to go to guarantee I can get your question, comment, concern. Casper with a cute kitty cat profile picture. I love my little kitty. He's in the other room right now. This says, those saying the Duffers ruined Stranger Things, but the only thing ruining the show for me is the brutal negativity and nitpicking from some of the fans. Yeah, look, I mean, you can have your opinion on the finale. I encourage everyone to have their own opinion, not be swayed one way or the other. Like, however you feel about something, go for it. But a lot of what I have seen online personally is just speaking from my personal experience. It is sort of this hive mind mentality where someone made a point on Twitter and a lot of people latched on to like the minutia, a minute little detail. And they've let it like grow and almost spread like a cancer, poisoning their overall perception of the season. And I just don't know if that's healthy. You could do it with any fandom, but I think to really get hung up on like, where is this like C to D tier character? Where are they in the epilogue? Like, where's Vicky? Where's Susie? Or why didn't we see a Demogorgon in this final battle? Like those, if you go ask the average Joe who watched this show, who's not chronically online, who isn't in it like we are, I promise you those things never come up. And there's such minute details again that it's weird that those are the things people are bringing up and like trying to crash and burn the final season with. It's just beyond me at this point. I don't understand it. It'll blow over. It always does. And I think in a few years time, people will be like, this season 5 finale was awesome. Like a lot of people will, but again, have your opinion on it. I'm not here to say, if you don't like it, you're wrong or you're a dumbass or anything. Like, feel the way you want to feel. I loved it, but I just think that there is a very, to me, forced narrative online right now trying to bring down the season. And that's how I feel about it. And I'm not like apologizing for how I feel about it. I really do believe a lot of it does come from content creators who are pushing it as well, who are swayed by what is going to get the clicks. And a lot of stuff you see online, it is like the clickbaity fake content where it's like people reacting to fake AI created episode 9 conformity gate. What are we doing? Can't stand that stuff. Anyway, Chris will return in Avengers Doomsday. Oh, that's too good. Doomsday. The Demogorgons will return in Avengers Doomsday. Yeah, we're 11-ish months out from Doomsday. We're almost there. Shout out Jacob, Starcourt, Food Court being in here as always. Ooh, Charlie says, would you like Sadie as Jean Grey or rather another character? I have said since she was announced, I want her as Jean Grey. I think that role for her creates longevity in the MCU. I think she's too great of an actress to waste on like a side character. I mean that with no disrespect to someone even like a Gwen Stacy, because I would love her to be Gwen Stacy, but I don't want them to go the route of, oh, she's just playing a student at Peters University or whatever. I don't want that. I want her to have a meaty role because she deserves it. And I think Jean Grey she would be able to carry the X-Men franchise for a decade. Excuse me. I mean, that would be what I want ideally. And so hopefully that's what we get. I don't know if that's what we're going to see, but could you guys imagine she's Jean Grey? And for whatever reason, she's in a Spider-Man movie. I don't know the context of that, but ultimately she ends up being in these Avengers films, and then boom, her, and you get some other young up and coming like an all-star cast for the X-Men films. That's immediately revitalizing the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I think that's what she should be playing. I don't know if she will, but hopefully. By the way, there's over 150 people in here. Hit that like button. Helps out a lot. Helps out tons. Diet Dr. Pepper. I see you, Super 8, soon, maybe someday. I appreciate your dedication to trying to get me to watch this movie. And I promise you this, I actually did try and pull it up the other night and watch it, but I couldn't find it on a streaming service. And I need to fact check myself, but I got in a coming of age movie kick. This was like right after Stranger Things came to an end. Hold on, let me go check real quick. Yeah, so I just looked up Stranger Things. That's how my brain works. Opened IMDb, I literally looked up Stranger Things. It's like I'm so conditioned to just do that. Yeah, so it's on Pluto TV, I guess. I could technically watch it there. I could rent it. I think I actually have the Blu-ray that someone gave me a long time ago. So I have like some Blu-rays that I got from a friend of a friend. Super 8 was one of them. So I do want to watch it. I really do. I watched Stand By Me, and I watched rewatched the It movies because I'm actually going to react to Welcome to Derry here on the channel. Very excited about that. A lot of you guys voted for that, so I'm starting that this week. But yeah, I do plan to watch this at some point. If there's a secret episode, parentheses, there isn't. Yeah, there is not. But if there is, what would you think it would be? I can't even fathom a world where it exists. If they were to do one in some alternate reality, maybe it would involve like... No, I can't even... I don't even know if I can humor it. Like, I thought the ending was so perfect personally that I can't think of what maybe like a what if episode. Like we have our true ending and then you have this other ending. Like, you know how on DVD releases of movies, they would have like alternate endings. Like Get Out has an alternate ending that I despise. There's like a famous alternate ending for the movie I Am Legend, where Will Smith's character is like one ending he's alive, one ending he's not. And if they think they're making a sequel with Michael B. Jordan and Will Smith, and so it's going to actually canonize the alternate ending from what I read, but I don't know if that's still happening. That was a thing at one point in time. Yeah, I don't really, I don't know. I don't think this would work. I think that a secret episode would actually be more controversial than anything. Did you hear Filoni is taking over Lucasfilm? I think I might have read that. And you know what? I hate to be the Debbie Downer about Star Wars because I do love so much of Star Wars. You guys know this, but I don't know if I really care anymore. I don't. I think it's too late for this. And I swear, if we're going to just live in this world where we're bringing in animated characters to live action shows and movies still, and dangling the keys. What is the point at that point? Seriously, what are you building for the overall universe to get the 60-year-old dude and 60-year-old man and his wife who saw the original trilogy in theaters and who like Star Wars? They've seen all the movies, but they don't watch all the shows. What are you doing to sell a ticket to them? How about the kid who didn't grow up with Star Wars because he's 10 years old and there hasn't really been much out and he's never been introduced to it? What are you going to do to get him in the seat? It's not going to be the Mandalorian and Grogu, you know? So Ahsoka is so, like, I've seen Ahsoka. I've seen all of Rebels. I've seen all of Clone Wars. I'm in the know, but a lot of people aren't. And at this point, it's much like the MCU. I think Star Wars may be even more egregious, where you have to really be in the know to feel like you're caught up. Like with Ahsoka, I can't imagine someone who's only seen like the original trilogy and some of the Clone Wars watching Ahsoka and like following it well. There's just so much Rebels lore it gets into. And I just think at that point, you're asking people to also watch a show that was on Disney XD, an animated children's show. And there's nothing wrong with it. I like Rebels quite a bit, but I do think that something has to give at some point, right? And they need to do a fresh start. They had it in 2019 with Mando. Mando was fantastic. End of season 2, I think it's one of the best moments in the whole show. But that undeniably is when the show kind of became more, not nostalgia baity, but like Luke Skywalker shows up. I don't think that's even a spoiler to say. It's been 6 years almost, right? A little over 5, I guess. Something new needs to come in. I don't know if it's the Starfighter movie or not, but I think there's a story to tell, at least a trilogy. I'd love to get a trilogy going. Let's see. What's my favorite movie coming out this year? Well, I don't know because I haven't seen it yet, but the one I'm the most excited for is Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey for sure. That movie I think is going to be nuts. Just that trailer alone, that's like a minute 30, has me hyped. And of course, I have seen I haven't seen it fully personally, but the prologue, which was playing in theaters, beautiful. Got me pumped. Ryan with the super chat. Thank you, Ryan. Thoughts on who Joe Keery could play in the MCU now that he's being eyed for a role? Also, do you think Caleb could be joining as well with those training vids? So I have seen Joe Keery being eyed for a role in the MCU. This is not like confirmed or anything, but it has been making the rounds. To be honest with you, I'm very here for him to be Harry Osborn. I know that's become the hot name right online. Everyone's like, oh, he's going to be Harry Osborn. That would be so dope. Okay. I think that Harry Osborn is a character that suits him. When I think Harry Osborn, my mind does go to the Raimi trilogy, right? With James Franco's portrayal of the character. Well, like that is the cinematic Harry Osborn to me. I don't think of Dane DeHaan, and I don't think they haven't done it yet in Holland's trilogy. So in his franchise. So yeah, Joe Keery would be perfect because I think, especially if we get him in a few movies, we get to see him be Harry Osborn. We get to see him, spiral downward a bit down this path of evil for a little there. I think that he could really have fun with that role. So yes, please let him be Harry Osborn, please. If he shows up, right, if they somehow hid from us that he's in Brand New Day and he shows up, I'm probably jumping out of my seat. I can't wait to see what that has entail. And then the next part of this question says, have I seen Caleb? Caleb has been training. Yeah, Caleb McLaughlin, who plays Lucas, he's been training big time. And honestly, I would love to see him as Miles, but I don't know if that's the route they want to go just because of, the character's authentic heritage, how authentic do they want to be with the casting? That's a question for Marvel Studios and Sony, not me to answer. But I do think he would crush it in the role, especially in this, again, alternate reality where Sadie Sink is playing Gwen Stacy. We get to see them on screen maybe together. That would be fun. Spider-Gwen and Miles. Come on now. Yeah, so I like everything you're talking about right here, Ryan. Good question. By the way, over 160 people in here. Welcome one, welcome all. Thank you guys for being here on this Wednesday. Of course, hit that like button. Helps out tremendously. Let's get to 100 likes. It's always a goal on the stream. Josh in here with the super chat. Thank you, Josh. Season 5 of Stranger Things is my second favorite season after season 1. It's got the most in common with season 1 in terms of the missing kids, one of whom drives most of the plot and the older characters' motives. That's actually a pretty valid point. I was thinking about that because I was rewatching season 5, the first 2 episodes while I was building the Lego Creel House, which I have a video of on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, link down below if you want to see me put that together. Had a lot of fun with it. I tried to post it on YouTube and it was like blocked. It's because I used a Queen song in it, and so they were like blocked. I guess it was probably because it was over a minute. I could probably edit it down for YouTube, but it's on Instagram exclusively right now. So follow me over there for that. But no, to answer this question, I guess give my opinion on it. That's valid because yes, Holly goes missing, vanishing of Holly Wheeler, vanishing of Will Byers, parallel right there. It's Hawkins based almost entirely, whereas with the past 2 seasons, I will say. A lot of 4 was not in Hawkins, right? You had the California storyline, the Nina Project. You also had the Russia stuff. And then in season 3, they were in Hawkins, but also they weren't entirely, if you think about it, because there were moments where, Hopper and Joyce are like on this little road trip type thing. Russia is involved. And so even though they're in Hawkins, they're like underneath Starcourt Mall. It doesn't really feel like we're in Hawkins, if that makes sense. And then in season 2, you do have 11 kind of going on her little quest. So I feel you there. You definitely have the Hawkins vibes, the missing kids. In a sense, I do agree. And look, I love all 5 seasons of this show. And then people can't, I guess some people can't accept that I love 5 seasons of the show. It's my favorite show of all time. I say that every time I bring it up. It genuinely is. I'm not apologizing for that. I'm not. I love it. And I know that it has flaws. Every movie or show in existence has some flaws. But I love it. In season 5, I think it landed at 4 in my ranking just because of the newness of it all, right? I've only seen it a couple of times all the way through. I need to marinate on it. I've had 3 years, almost 4 now to marinate on season 4, and it's aged like fine wine. So how will season 5 age for me as I continue to dig deeper into it? That's a question I ask for myself. But no, I kind of feel you. That's great, right? The launching points of the 2 seasons are kind of similar, and they are structured similarly in a sense. Of course, the scale of this new season, season 5, significantly larger, right? But fair. Diet Dr. Pepper break. Caleb says, when is the 3-hour-long Blu-ray collection video? Yeesh. How long was my Blu-ray collection video last year? I think, Caleb, it might be you. There are some others asking as well. Am I going to do an updated one for this year? I don't know. The reason I don't know truly is I have not made, I kind of made like a farewell Blu-ray video. I think that was at the beginning of 2024 or even 2023. It was whenever Best Buy stopped selling Blu-rays. It was emotional. I made like a final Blu-ray hunt video. For those who don't know what I'm talking about right now, if you're newer to the channel, I mean, this channel's been around since 2019, so there were different chapters of it in a sense. And an early chapter of it was physical media, right? So I would collect I still collect Blu-rays, by the way, not as much, but I would go to Best Buy, I would go to Target, wherever, and I would like vlog it, and I would buy like Blu-rays, so movies or TV shows on Blu-ray. Well, when Best Buy announced they were done doing that, I stopped doing the Blu-ray hunts. And it kind of, over the years, I've kind of really halted my physical media purchasing. Fortunately, a lot of movies that come out, I do get sent to me by studios currently, which is very cool. It's a very cool opportunity. I'm very appreciative of that. So some of my favorite movies I get sent. So like Wicked, for example, I got sent, which is awesome. Like all the recent Marvel movies from, I think, 2024, 2025, even the end of 2023, I own. Even some of the TV shows on Steelbooks, which is very cool. I don't go buy them as much, but I still get them from time to time if I really love a movie. Really, if I'm buying Blu-rays for the most part now, it's something that I need to upgrade to 4K, or it's something that I need to own for the first time that I've just watched, but it's not a new release, if that makes sense. So I'm probably not going to do a collection video in all honesty this year. I did one last year. It's not really... It's very time consuming. I mean, like some of the most physically draining videos I've done are Blu-ray collection videos. And I just don't know if I want to do them anymore. I might do one again in the future, but it's not something that's on the radar right now, to be honest with you. Gavin with a super chat. Shout out, Gavin. Hope you're doing well. Says, have you seen The Way, Way Back? It stars Sam Rockwell and Steve Carell. It's my favorite coming-of-age movie. I have not. I've heard it would be right up my alley, though, and I've actually considered watching it in the past. Is this the summertime set water park movie? I think I would enjoy this one. I really do. Shout out Gavin, though, always bringing the heat. Super Chat here says, you should watch Attack on Titan. Trust me, for real. That's what I've heard. People who I don't even interact with, like in the online space or anything, have told me that I would love Attack on Titan. Like people that I interact with IRL in the real world are like, you would love this show. And so I need to give it a whirl. My only hesitation is I've never really committed to anime. So I'm like, what am I getting into? I've also heard people say that Attack on Titan will ruin anime for me because it is the best by a long shot. And it is so, people have said that it's like so revolutionary. It's one of the best TV shows ever. Like there's a ton of hype around it. And so I kind of want to dip my toe in the anime water before committing to the big one, right? We'll see. I might have plans to react on the channel down the line. I have some fun things lined up, though. I'll say right now, since you guys are here right now in the live stream, I am going to be reacting to It Welcome to Derry. I don't know how I'm going to be posting it on YouTube. It's either going to be one big video or 2 parts, probably. I don't think I'll do individual videos because I am late to the party. I am planning to currently to react to One Piece. I have not seen any One Piece ever, none of the anime, but I'm planning to react to the live action show. Season 2 comes out in March. I am planning to react to the first season here on the channel, just like I did with Cobra Kai. And then I will react to season 2 when that comes out. So I want to dip my toe in that water. It's like now one of Netflix's biggest shows. I've watched a lot and cover a lot of Netflix's biggest shows. Squid Game, for example. Stranger Things, of course. Outer Banks I'll be covering a lot this year, reacting to, no doubt about it. But One Piece is like one of the big shows that's already renewed for a third season. Sholomir Duane, who plays Miguel Diaz, has been cast. So like that, it seems like it's right up my alley. I've heard it can be a nice on-ramp for you. You don't have to have really any experience with the anime. And so I'm kind of thinking maybe One Piece is the one that I do next. Alex with the super chat says, I really love season 5 more than probably 90% of people did, but for me, its goated potential was doomed the moment they had to wrap everything up in one less episode and way shorter runtimes than season 4. That's fair. I'm with you. I think I enjoyed it more than 95% of the population. But I see what you're saying in terms of its potential to be the best season maybe took a little bit of a hit when the episode runtimes weren't matching those of season 4, and it did lose an episode when compared to season 4. I see where you're coming from. In a sense, I agree. I'll reword it a little for myself. I'll say season 5 strengthened season 4 for me because it made me realize, wow, they really did pull off the impossible, where they had hour 18 episodes consistently that felt like movies, that didn't feel rushed, that had emotional payoff, epic moments, like the end of Papa when the gang's all in the RV and they pull up to the Creel House. It's out of body type stuff. Truly is. And so I hear you. I do wish, like, a couple gripes I have with the season. I do wish the episodes were a little longer, because I will say all off season, right? We were all saying, oh, they're going to be 8 movies. Were they? Not necessarily. Okay. I don't know who's that on. Maybe don't say that, I mean, the Duffers and everyone maybe shouldn't have said that in retrospect, but I still think the episodes, they are longer than like season 1 and 2, for example. And the finale, of course, was over 2 hours, but I do wish we kind of got episode lengths that were more in line with season 4. That's a little thing though, but I hear you. What do I think of the hate Stranger Things got? I touched on this earlier in the stream. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. However, online specifically, a lot of it is running rampant in what I am sort of labeling as a hive mind. I think a lot of people have clung to minute details and run wild with them. And almost it's become fun for people to just crap on it for some reason. And it's kind of strange. And I think it's getting a little out of control. That's my honest take on it. Truly. Caleb in here. Thank you again, Caleb, for the super chat again. Your last Blu-ray video was 2 hours and 17 minutes. Good Lord, was it really? Was it really? That's impressive. I didn't even remember that. Like, that was, that feels like a lifetime ago. That was about a year ago now. That's nuts. I posted a 2 hour and 17 minute long YouTube video. Yeah, I guess I did. Wow. I filmed it in this room too. I took every Blu-ray off the shelf in the other room and brought it in here. That was a lot. And fun fact about that is the power went out when I was filming it. So I had to recover some of the footage. It was a disaster. It was also snowing that night. And in the next day it snowed. I think it snowed the day I was filming it. I don't know. It was a disaster. So that's why I probably won't film another one. But hey, when I do, it will be fun. And it will be the biggest one I've ever done. I'll make it an event. I will do another one day. That could be 2 years from now. So don't hold me to that. But whenever I do another one, it'll be like an event. Like I won't just do it how I've done it. I'll do, or probably will. It'll probably be like the one I did last time, but it won't be something where I just, I'm like, oh, one take, we're doing it. Like I'll make it, I'll yap a bunch. All right. But that might not be a video I do every year moving forward. It's probably just like a special event type video. We'll see. It's nostalgic for me for sure to pull the Blu-rays off the shelf and look back on all the memories, the movies I own. Like I remember where I got movies usually, and then just an earlier era, right? Simpler times for the channel when it was 2020 and COVID was happening and I was wearing a mask to Best Buy. It was crazy, really, that this is the same. I mean, it's all nuts how the world works sometimes. This super chat here says, I saw on Instagram today that you built the Creel House. That is correct. Did you manage to get the Squawk Station set without paying the bad scalper prices? Also, what is your favorite figure from the set? Stay cool. Well, thank you for the super chat. Story time. I haven't told this story anywhere, I don't think. Maybe I don't even think on a live stream. So here's the deal. Last week, I went to the mall and there's a Lego store at the mall. And I had looked online, and they said they didn't have the Creel House in stock. I had assumed really no one had the Creel House in stock. I'm not like up to date on Lego. I dabble with sets here and there, excuse me, but I'm not like a hardcore Lego guy, meaning I don't know the ins and outs of how the website or store works, right? I'm not in the know like I am with some other things. And so I went to the mall, and I actually called another mall. I called another mall that was about 20 miles away, which is not that bad really for me. And they said they had the Creel House in stock, but you got to hurry. Call me while you're coming, and we'll get it. I was like, okay. So I went to this other mall with Cam because we had some stuff we had to do. And the first stop we took was to the Lego store. We were like, we might as well go, right? We might as well go just to like see if they have it or whatever. Who knows? It says it's not in store online. I had called them earlier in the week. They said they didn't have it. I show up. Cam's walking in front of me. She bolts in, and the Creel House is just sitting there on the shelf. There's like 20, I'm not exaggerating, 15 to 20 Lego employees in their yellow aprons standing around. There's like 2 security guys. There's no one else really in the store right now. It's around 11:30 a.m. Okay, keep that in mind. And I was almost shocked. I thought there wasn't going to be anything in it. It was like a display box, because sometimes that's what they do at stores. They have like the display boxes, and they're like, go to the counter, you can get the real deal. Cam picks it up. I asked the employee for like other part of the store, I said, do you guys have the Creel House? And she's like, yeah, she's picking it up right now. It's our last one. I was like, really? Okay. I said, and do you have the other set? And then she interpreted that as like the GWP, which would be the gift with purchase. In this case, the Squawk Station. She said, we have one left. And I was like, oh, I was actually talking about the brick heads, like for Max and Holly and them. She's like, yeah, we got plenty of those, but we have one left. And I was like, well, damn, we're taking it all right now. And so we got the Creel House, we got the last gift with purchase, and we got the brick heads with zero expectation of any of that being in stock. And we're checking out. The workers are like cheering us on almost, like they were happy for us. And we were like, we didn't expect to get this at all. And the dude was like, hey, sometimes things just work out, huh? It was awesome. It was very unexpected, and it was just in store. I didn't have to go on eBay or anything. And so I got it. I didn't start it the day I got it. I had some other things to tend to, but yes, that's the story of how I got the Lego Creel House, and I didn't expect to. That's the cool thing. Sometimes life does work out that way. You don't expect things, and boom, they fall in your lap. It was weird. It was weird. It was like, it was also the first of many things that went our way that day. I think I can't remember all of them now, but like little things just kept happening where it was like, oh, that was nice. Like we didn't hit a single red light on the way home. It was like, oh, that was cool. Like that doesn't, we always get stopped at this light, but it was green this time. So it was just good vibes, good mojo. It was cool, honestly. So yeah, that's how I got it. I do have the video on Instagram building it. Had a blast building it. Cam did a lot of the legwork for that. She's fantastic. I love her to death. And yeah, we had fun building it. I also built the brick heads. Those are actually on my shelf right now. And I was thinking, you guys are like Blu-ray collection. How about a Stranger Things collection? I have a whole shelf and wall right here that I never really show, with like tons of autographs, Funkos, Lego posters, artwork. I'm like, that might be a fun video to do. So thank you for the super chat. And I like the conversation that came from that. So thank you. Super chat says season 5 felt rushed, but I still love the series. Well, there you go. Yeah. Certainly, yeah, you could argue that. I definitely think the episodes could have been longer, so I won't fully disagree with you. I won't say it felt rushed to me. I think they did a good job establishing the plot of the season and giving it time to breathe and everything. But I understand why you might feel that way. Sophie with the super chat says, I'm going to see Sadie Sink in West End in April. Well, hell yeah, what are you seeing? Let me know. I have never been to a Broadway play. I know West End is London. I've never been to a Broadway play. Like, oh, we have over 200 people in here. What's good, everybody? Welcome. Thank you for being here. Hit that like button. Helps out a lot. Do it. Hold on. This is Palpatine. Do it. Okay. I've never been to like a Broadway show. I've been to the Fox Theater in Atlanta, but I haven't been to like to one in New York City. Caleb with another super chat says 404 movies, 12 shows in the last collection video. 12 shows. Wow, I own 12 shows. I don't even know what. I have this 2 seasons of Stranger Things on Blu-ray. I don't even know if those were in the video. Oh, I had all those damn Disney shows. You're right. The ones they sent, the steelbooks. Yeah, that is correct, actually. If you factor in the MCU and Obi-Wan and like the Star Wars stuff they sent, yes, that is correct. There you go. Hey, Chris, how'd you find the documentary? It's on Netflix. Yeah, the documentary is on Netflix. The One Last Adventure doc covering season 5 is on Netflix. It's 2 hours and it's about 1 hour and 58 minutes when the credits roll, though. Stacy, what's good? Welcome in. I'm with you. I'm very excited for Tales from 85. Did I see I'll be reacting to it on the channel and covering. I'm actually making a video within the next few days about this. It'll be called Everything We Know About Stranger Things Tales from 85. Did you see what the Russo brothers said about the teasers? Yeah, they said they're not teasers, they're clues. I think that's what they said, right? They're clues, which is kind of BS, to be honest with you. Like, they're just maybe they shouldn't talk. I think what we've learned recently is directors shouldn't talk. This goes for even the directors I love, the Duffers. They made comments they probably shouldn't have, right? I love them. I love the final season, but did they really need to go hyping it up? I don't know. Did James Gunn need to go hyping up Peacemaker's finale? I don't know. Did the Russos need to go hyping this up? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, maybe we shouldn't just do that. Like, maybe that's just not a good move. Oh, there's one in here I wanted to address. Hi, will you watch School Spirit? It's really good. I have never seen it, but I do actually have right here. I won't pull it off the wall. Peyton List signed picture from a Comic-Con because I do love Cobra Kai. The Queen Cobra herself, Tori Nichols. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I've heard good things, though. It might be in the wheelhouse. I might get on it. We'll see. Would that be something you guys would be interested in me reacting to? I'm literally like in the zone. I want to find new things right now. I always will talk about Stranger Things. I have a plethora of ranking videos, and I will cover Stranger Things Tales from 85 and, of course, the spinoffs. There's like 20 shows I want to talk about this year, and I will. Outer Banks is one of them, of course. Probably The Boys a little bit, not a ton of The Boys, but some of The Boys stuff. And then like there are new shows like One Piece, like I had said, and the live action Avatar. I want to really watch that as well. So, School Spirits could be another one. I'm doing well. How about yourself? I would also be down for more Tales of kind of in the same vein of What If or Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Empire. That's what they did with Star Wars. All right. It's about damn time. I mean, they finally have wised up and they're adding more characters to the Galaxy's Edge theme park, which is necessary to this portion of the theme park, I should say. Absolutely ridiculous to have the biggest franchise in the world, arguably, in a theme park and just limit yourself to having the least popular characters in films be included in that. You've excluded the prequel trilogy and you've excluded the original trilogy from Galaxy's Edge. It's because it's canonically set on a planet, Batu, like this outpost essentially. And you can't have Darth Vader walking around. You can't have Luke, Anakin, Obi-Wan. It's ridiculous. And they finally are fixing it. So yes, good on them. Super Chat here says they also tried pushing all these new storylines, Holly, the Abyss, Henry's past, which I loved, but felt they ended up not giving enough focus to anything really because of their need to end the story. I hear you in a sense. I liked the inclusion of Holly because I thought it tied in with Vecna's overall goal regarding the collection of the kids to, essentially create new universes because they're the purest form of person, of entity, of being that he could manipulate in a sense. And so I didn't mind that. Henry's past is one thing I do wish they maybe explored a little bit more. And then the Abyss, I know a lot of people have said it kind of feels like I guess a new plot, but I feel like they kind of introduced it all in season 4 with a lot of the flashback stuff, especially like Massacre when we see Henry arrives, kind of his transformation into Vecna. I feel like that all really set the stage for the Abyss because it was the Abyss. It just wasn't named that at the time. We kind of just called it Dimension X forever, but now it has an official name, the Abyss. And so I kind of view that as like just a continuation of an idea that was planted in season 4, if that makes sense. Super Chat here says, I'd say start with Death Note, but definitely watch Attack on Titan for real. Okay. Yeah. I want to do this thing. I want to, but I'm honestly scared. It's kind of daunting. Like I've never seen anime ever. It's like, I can't even put myself in the shoes of a comparison. Like, oh, I've never watched Star Wars. I've never watched a Marvel movie. That's kind of the same thing. I've never watched anime. It's an all encompassing thing. There's like 30 million different shows that people love. And like, I don't want to, I guess people might want to see that actually. An unknown, like someone who knows freaking nothing about this show watches it. I don't know a damn thing about Attack on Titan. Seriously. Nothing. So maybe that would be fun. But it's not number 1 on the priority list right now because I do want to watch it, Welcome to Derry. I want to watch One Piece. Bad. I really want to watch One Piece because I know this new season's coming up. Gavin says, I really want you to check out Sons of Anarchy. I think you'll really enjoy it. Thank you, Gavin. I've heard Sons of Anarchy is incredible. My good buddy, shout out Trevor from Film Geeks, he loves Sons of Anarchy. I know a couple other people as well who are fans of this show, and I would probably like it because Ryan Hurst is in it, and that's Gary freaking Bertier, who just got cast as Kratos, I believe, in the God of War movie and or show, whatever the hell it is. Ryan Hurst is the man. And I mean, he's one of my favorite. Love Gary Bertier, right? Come on now. Remember the Titans, shout out. But yeah, I will have to note that down. It's on my show watch list. My show watch list is like genuinely alarming. Last year, like every year, I try and conquer one major show. Like a huge, like one that people are like, you gotta watch this show. Last year it was Succession. I watched it last January. It's been a year now. I love Succession genuinely to the point of it is in my top 10 favorite shows of all time on one viewing. It's in my top 10 shows of all time. Sons of Anarchy is on the list. Sopranos is on the list. Peaky Blinders might be the one I actually finally do this year because there's a Peaky Blinders film coming out on Netflix. So I have a reason to be like, oh, I got to be in the current conversation with my people and with maybe YouTube as well. So thank you for the super chats, Gavin. Heidi says, I would love it if you covered School Spirits on the channel. It is such a good show. When does the new season come out? Let me look this up real quick. School Spirits. Hold on. School Spirits is a TV series on Paramount Plus. The first season came out, it's 8 episodes, and it came out in April of 2023. Or March of 2023. The second season came out last year. And the third season comes out on January 28th with a 3-episode premiere. Might be the move. I like Peyton List. I think she's underrated. Milo Manheim is in the cast. I'm looking on IMDb right now. Who else is in this? Who is this? Hold on. Who is this? Hold on. I'm not reading names because I don't want to get spoiled for like the characters they play. That could be fun. Never say never. It's kind of in the Outer Banks, Stranger Things adjacent wheelhouse in a sense. You might have piqued my interest here, Heidi. I'm not shutting that down. I genuinely might give that a thought. We'll see. Diet Dr. Pepper break. What's up, Caroline? How you doing? I think there will be a animated spinoff in Tales from 85 that runs forever, pretty much, like 3 to 4 seasons. I think what they should do is make The First Shadow into a miniseries that's 8 episodes or 6 episodes chronicling that play. And you just put it on Netflix and you can add so much to it. And you can also like right the wrongs of some of the continuity issues as well. With like age overlaps and dates not really lining up with events of the play to events of the show. Like there's really so much potential for that. I think they could do some awesome things there. Then I think that we'll probably get one unexpected spinoff. And that's the one that we don't know anything about right now. We don't know anything about. And maybe it'll be, I think the way it's going to connect is with the Abyss and wormholes. I don't think it's going to connect to Hawkins. And I think it's either going to be set in the past or maybe set in the future. But it'd be kind of cool if that rock that's kind of what they're hinting at. Almost like what if someone discovers that rock in the desert and then it's set in a small town or something. I don't know. We'll see what they do. But I feel like there's a lot of potential there for sure. For sure. Cobra Kai Hawk coming and swinging. Thank you for the super chat, man. I salute you. Thank you for that and your support on all these streams, dude. It's good to see you here. What's up, bro? Like 2 years ago, they announced they're doing a One Piece remake that will have newer animation, cut out filler episodes, and fix the pacing of the anime. So if you like the live action a lot, you could react to the remake. Thank you for letting me know. That saves me time, I feel. Not to discredit the original anime, but the fact that there's a new one on the horizon that's a modernized remake with upped animation that's going to fix some of the issues, because I'm pretty sure One Piece is over 1,000 episodes long. That's what I've heard as someone who's very much out of the loop on it all. That's intriguing, man. That's intriguing. Honestly, thank you for telling me that. To be honest with you, that just like took a lot of stress off me. I was like stressing out so hard about the fact that I'm going to watch the show and I'm going to look like an idiot because I don't know all these references. Like, and I always feel weird when I watch a movie, even if it's like a reboot or a remake of something and I haven't seen the original, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't be watching this. I feel like I'm cheating, like it's wrong. But Thank you. That puts my mind at ease, and I will be watching One Piece on the channel. Starting in February is the goal, right? Because then I can watch it and release episode reactions here on YouTube leading up to season 2, which comes out in March. So that's the plan, right? The tentative plan is to watch One Piece next month on the channel and then react to season 2 as well. And then probably do some One Piece content. It's new for me. So like, it's literally like a leap of faith. Like, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what I'm getting into, but let's try it out. That's not the only show I'm going to talk about. Obviously, there's tons of other. I have 10 Stranger Things videos written down right now. Like, I'm just trying to space them out a little bit. I don't want to just like burn through them all because I want to be able to talk about the show all year. But yeah, I am very excited for this journey. I think there's going to be. I think it'll be interesting. I've heard from people like who reacted to it. Shout out. Hold on. I watched who was it? Obviously, a lot of channels reacted to it. It was back in the day. It was Christian Harloff reacted to it actually on his channel. I'm pretty sure. And so apparently it is. It's designed to be an on ramp. It's designed to be a show that anyone can watch with zero prior knowledge. And truly, the selling point for me is Miguel Diaz from Cobra Kai, Shola Maridueña, who I love. He is cast in the 3rd season, which they already have a 3rd season lined up. Like, this is one of the big shows, the premiere shows on Netflix. I need to check it out. I need to get on board, right? I need to hop on board. So yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Thank you again for this super chat code, Guy Hawk. Appreciate it. It says, yeah, apparently the remake is going to have like 200 episodes, so it's going to cut out 800 episodes. Hearing that makes it sound like watching the anime is a complete waste of time. And I mean that with no disrespect, but if you can cut out 800, if you can cut out, I mean, genuinely well over half of your episodes, I mean, good Lord, that's scary. What have they been doing would be the question I ask with the anime. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm taking a sip of this real quick. Whew. Oh man, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Yeah, I can't imagine. There are people out there who've watched every One Piece episode. That is impressive to me. But then I also think, what have they missed out on? Like, if they're spending all this time watching it, what have they not seen? There's always, if you ever think about that too, what have people seen that you haven't, and vice versa, right? I've seen almost every MCU project. There's a few I haven't. I've fallen behind in my old age. But I've seen every movie. I've seen like 90% of the shows. I haven't seen Ironheart, Eyes of Wakanda, and the newest season of What If, and 3 or 4 episodes of She-Hulk. I think that's it. I think I've seen everything else. I think. Yeah, I watched a couple episodes of X-97. So I have seen 95-ish% of the MCU, I'd say, runtime wise. Yeah, that's impressive though, man. Imagine someone having seen every anime episode. That's crazy to think about. Crazy. Tess is in here. Thank you, Tess. Good to see you. And I hope you guys had a lovely holiday season and a lovely trip. Looked like you guys had a fun time. I hope you enjoyed. I have not checked out Demon Slayer. I have not. I've heard good things about this one as well. So in real life, a friend of mine has suggested a couple different anime shows to me, and this is one of them too, I want to say. Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan. There's one, what's it called? Cowboy Bebop? Is that a thing? Like a 1-season thing, maybe? There's so many out there that I have not seen, that I've heard of literally for years. I remember watching like Blu-ray collection videos in 2016, and people were talking about some of this stuff, specifically that Cowboy Bebop thing. I don't know if that's what I'm talking about or thinking about, but apparently it is a huge, like, people love anime. To be honest with you, I've always just kind of thrown it to the side. I don't care. It's anime. I'm good. I just never watched it. I never check it out. So it's something that I might be checking out soon. Genuinely. Have you seen The Wire or The Umbrella Academy? No, both of those, or one of those, is on my list. I took The Umbrella Academy off my watch list because I heard the ending sucked. And I know that might not be fair, but there's so many other shows in this world at this point. If enough people collectively don't like the ending of a show, like hardcore fans, it's actual, like, I hate this ending. Not what's happening online with some of the Stranger Things stuff, like Game of Thrones level, which I have seen, by the way, then I'm not going to watch the show. I'm not going to invest myself in the show. The Wire, however, I've heard is one of the great shows ever made, and it's on my list. Yeah, it's on my list. Same with Sopranos. Those two HBO behemoths, I think those are both HBO. I know for sure Sopranos. I think Wire was. Those are on my list. Yep. Excuse me. Tess with another super chat. Thank you, Tess. Also, what are plans for the Super Bowl? Favorite football food? What ads are you looking forward to? My plans for the Super Bowl are what they have been basically since I've had a YouTube channel, which are to sit my butt at home and see what trailers we get. I love college football, even though my love for it is being, frankly, it's taken a hit every year because of the higher ups and the corporate greed. It's all sickening. But my love for Georgia football, let me say that much, is undying. Okay, I even when I swear off them, like I do at the end of every season, I get sick to my stomach watching them. When they lose and they break my heart, and I'm like, I'm done. I can't do this again. I got to distance myself from them. After a couple of days, I'm fine. I'll be back on the natty train come August. But my plan for the Super Bowl probably right here at the apartment. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to have it on the TV. I'm going to have this room where I am right now set up the way it is right now with my computer in here and a camera. And I'll be ready to run in here and react to anything that drops, which we will probably get 2 trailers of real importance on that day. I think that's when we'll get our first look at RDJ's Doom. It might not be in a full trailer, but I could see them doing a spot during the game. They're like full teaser online. This is Doom. And the cool thing is, if you're in the movie space online, you kind of know what's coming. You kind of know, like that week, insiders will kind of hint at it. And honestly, they do drop some of the big trailers before the day of, like Universal specifically does. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we got like a Minions trailer that week or something, or like Disclosure Day, the new Spielberg movie. But the 2 big trailers that day, around that day to me, are going to be Spider-Man Brand New Day and Avengers Doomsday. We might get both. If we get both, it go down as the best Super Bowl Sunday for that kind of stuff ever. I don't have a favorite team in the NFL. I don't. My favorite football food, it's very, there's a couple. I mean, classic bone-in wings. I love a good boneless wing, but I also love wings, drums over flats, which is, I know is kind of a hot take, but I eat both. Okay. I found out with age how to eat flats better, but I love a good drumstick, honey barbecue, garlic parm, or like just a good old fashioned hot, like hot, not mild, hot. It's just good stuff. Opens up your sinuses and everything. It's perfect. Wings, pizza dip is my favorite dip that I make. I learned from my mom. It's very easy. It's just like cream cheese. It's a block of cream cheese. It's pizza sauce. It's shredded mozzarella, and it's pepperoni, and it's glorious. And you dip it, you use Fritos scoops. That is my favorite thing ever. And it upsets my stomach every time because it's a lot of dairy, but it's so good. And then I'll probably have 5 Diet Dr. Peppers. It's going to be fun, though. I'm looking forward to it. Let's do a speed round here, guys. Let's do a speed round, and then I see we have a couple of the super chats in here, which I appreciate greatly. Thank you guys for being in here, hanging out. Hi, Chris. Will Stranger Things forever be your favorite series? I mean, as of right now, it's untouched at the top of favorite shows of all time. I don't know what show could come along and take that down for me, because, and truly, the reason is not only do I think the show's perfect for what it is, it, in the formative years of my life, came into my life. I was 16 years old when I watched season 1. Actually, I think I might have been 15. I have to always do the math like an idiot. I was born in, let me do this real quick. This is embarrassing. Hold on. Yeah, I was 16. Okay. I'm not crazy. I was 16. I knew it. Yes, I think it'll always be my favorite show of all time, just because of how much meaning it has to me. Of course, I escape into that world. I love the characters. This community has strengthened my bond and love for the show as well. Like, it's always going to hold a special place in my heart. If someone said, Chris, top 4 shows of all time, when they one day make the letterboxed version of TV shows, which the letterbox just needs to make, I know there's other ones out there. I want like to log when I watch an episode. Anyway, yes, Stranger Things is number 1. What even is 2? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's easily that. We'll see. Let's do a speed round though. Like I said, you guys ready? Heard we might not see RDJ's face until the end of Doomsday. Thoughts? No way. I think they got to use him in marketing. That would be bold. I honestly would respect that move, but I don't think so. Thank you for always posting and cheering me up. Well, thank you for the kind words. Reading comments like this always warm my heart, especially on days where I feel like I need it. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yes, to answer this again, this might be the move. Might add it to the list of shows I react to. I don't want to guarantee anything because I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, but you never know. You never know. Favorite character in OBX? Pope Hayward. Might be the man, honestly. He might just be the man, I think. I feel like that might just be my answer. One of them is dead now. Who's Joe Keery playing in the MCU? I would love if he played Harry Osborn. Yes, shout out Jay Hayes for modding here. Are you going to watch PO? I am. I'm going to watch it next week when it's all out. If you want to know something about me, I really don't like watching shows on a weekly basis. I just don't. I don't. And it's because of, honestly, it's the time. It's like, let me spread this out over 8 weeks and be disappointed in the end when I could just watch it in 8 hours. I don't know. It is really a personal preference thing. I know people love week-to-week shows. I can't stand week-to-week shows unless it's like reality TV, like Dancing with the Stars. I like having that to look forward to. But if it's like a story, plot, character-driven show, I cannot stand waiting a week. I'm impatient in general, to be honest with you. I'm very impatient. Cam would be the first to tell you that. But I don't vibe with that. Oh, let me wait a week. I feel it's just outdated. And I know people grew up with it. I've watched shows like that. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. It kills shows for me sometimes. Kills them, especially if a season is slow. So I can trudge through 8 hours. I can't commit myself to 8 weeks if I'm not liking something. That's like why I didn't watch Welcome to Derry, which, by the way, I rewatched It 1 and 2 this past week in preparation. I'm starting Derry this week. Got a couple super chats here real quick, and then we'll go back to a speed round. I think you would love Smallville. It's like I've heard good things about it. I enjoy the world of DC. It seems like a One Tree Hill meets Superman story. And I mean that in a positive way. Maybe I'll give it a go. There's so many shows out there to watch for the first time. Cobra Kai Hawk with another super chat. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Super chat here says, yeah, because the anime caught up to the manga / comic sometimes, so they have to make the pacing slow, and that's the only negative I have with One Piece, so the remake's going to fix that. Love to hear it. It sounds like that remake is going to be the on-ramp for tons of people to finally start watching One Piece, and that's good. I think it's really cool when franchises are aware of things like that, and they want to make them more accessible. It's almost like Star Wars should do something like that, you know? Joe Keery for Cyclops, I would be here for him to be Hank McCoy, or excuse me, I'm here for him to be Hank McCoy as Beast. I don't know why I thought of Beast when I read that. It'd be cool to see him as Cyclops as well, though. Scott Summers. This is another one, man. I'm telling you, I loved Fallout Season 1. Loved it. I'm waiting for Fallout Season 2 to be out to binge it all. Like, that's the thing. I don't do week-to-week TV. I don't. I just can't do it. I've tried to do it, and it's just like it becomes a task for some reason. I would love to. I cannot wait to watch Fallout Season 2. I've like kept myself in a bubble from that new season entirely. I don't know a damn thing about it, and I will enjoy myself greatly watching Season 2 when it's all done. But for now, I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it until it's all out. It's my personal choice, of course. That's why I didn't watch Andor Weekly. I didn't watch Andor Weekly, and that's still on my list. Andor and Penguin are two shows that I need to have like a week where I just go dark. I make a video. I say I'm going dark on all socials for 1 week. And then when I come out and you see me next, I will have watched the 10 TV shows, and I just do nothing but lay on the couch and watch TV. Might have to happen. It's the only way. When Tales from 85 comes out, who do you think the villain will be? Probably some like unknown lab workers or government agency of sorts, something like that. Yeah, do you have this? Have I answered this already? Hold on. Hey, Chris, nice to see you. I sent you a super chat last stream, but timed it really poorly as it sent just before you ended the stream. Can you answer here today? Yeah, absolutely. Do you have a question for me? Sorry, I'm behind in the chat, guys. I try my best. I always do. Let's do an actual speed round here. Let's do a real speed round here. Okay, that means I'm answering the questions in 5 seconds or less. All right, here we go. Leanna says they were never going to be able to make everyone happy with watching Stranger Things and their legacy get dramatized really hard. Always been number one. Yeah, I agree. I'm with you. Like, it hurts because it feels unjustified. Like, I would admit if I thought the season like stunk, like Game of Thrones season 8, but I don't feel that way. I guess people do, or I guess people are just hating on what's popular. Rank the episode 3s of the show. Holly Jolly, would be number 1. That's from season 3 or season 1. I would then probably go the Turnbow Trap, which was from season 5. Then I would take the Pollywog from season 2. I'm pretty sure that's the 3rd episode. I would then take the 3rd episode from season 4, the monster and the superhero, and then the 3rd episode from season 3, which is the case of the missing lifeguard, I want to say. Let me know if I said that wrong. There's definitely a chance that I just did. Yeah, the score from the It films, especially Chapter 2, yeah. Underrated element to those films. I wish that honestly, I wish that I really do wish that I liked Chapter 2 more. I can't help but feel it was super drawn out for some reason. I read online or on Letterboxd comments, someone said that Chapter 2 took elements from, it added its own elements. So like they basically added an hour to that movie. Why? They didn't need to. I think if that movie was an hour 50 to 2 hours tops, it's great. And if they maybe change up the way they take down Pennywise, it's even better, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Snack Shack, hell yeah, dude. I'm trying to put together a list of coming of age movies. If you'll we'll text later if you'll remind me of that point. Snack Shack. Text me Snack Shack, and then I'm gonna remember Super 8, and I think there was one other way back. I need to write those down. I'm gonna make a coming of age movie list, and I'm gonna try and watch those to to remember, to feel something inside. Yeah, I saw someone say that. Fan of HBO or Netflix? I don't know. I think HBO has more consistently high quality series probably, but Netflix has my favorite show of all time. But like, I don't know. I think there's pre HBO Max and then post. Pre HBO Max, you had like Game of Thrones. You had, those shows like The Sopranos, The Wire, all those shows. Succession, like that's an HBO TV show that's also on the streaming service. Barry's a fantastic show. I think that like all time HBO probably has better shows, but Netflix right now, I think right now today, with what's upcoming, I think HBO is probably making better shows. I haven't seen a lot of them, but like I think they're probably putting out higher quality stuff, but it's really, really tight in my opinion. I've not seen Odessa Frozen. I haven't seen it. All right. Okay. Top 5 Netflix shows in no order. Obviously, Stranger Things is one. I would probably say Ozark is in the conversation. I love Ozark. So Stranger Things, Ozark. I don't think I can put You in the top 5. Squid Game, I would say. I love Outer Banks unashamedly. And if I can put Cobra Kai in there, I will. I know people would say it is not a Netflix original, but because it wasn't born there, you know what I mean? But still, I kind of like to cheat. Okay, let me get back to these super chats and make sure I haven't missed any, because sometimes I miss them. Answered that one, 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 answered that one. Okay. Test with a super chat here. It says top rewatch shows we enjoy: Big Bang Theory, Friends, Stranger Things, The Pit, Traitors. We still have a bunch to be watched list too. You know what's so funny, Tess? I'm not making this up. Cam was rewatching Big Bang Theory all of January pretty much. So I was with her watching a bunch of it. I enjoy it a lot now. It's a show that I used to be like, oh, Big Bang Theory is stupid. I never even watched it. I was just like, oh, it's dumb. It was popular to hate on it in high school, I feel. And so I was like, oh, yeah, it sucks. I never actually saw it. It's actually a pretty comforting show. And you know what show she just started? Traitors. She's been watching it. So that's crazy that those just got name dropped. But she also watches Friends on the rotation all the time as well. Another show on my watch list is The Pit. There are so many shows to watch. It is overwhelming, and there's just going to be more each year, and it scares me. But yeah, I have a ton of shows on my watch list as well. Cobra Kai Hawk with another super chat says Sholo has potential to win awards because the character that he plays on One Piece has one of the best peaks in the show. Love to hear it. Sholo's phenomenal, one of the more underrated actors of our time. I think he's great as Miguel. He gets to show that in some of the later seasons. Frankly, in every season, but especially like there's moments where he chokes up as Miguel, and I'm like, this is just hitting. It's hitting. Like the relationship with him and Johnny, especially. So man, to see him in any role, I think is just a blessing. I hope we get more Blue Beetle. I wasn't a fan of that movie, to be honest with you, but it wasn't him. I thought he was great as the character. The movie around him, to me, just was like generic DC. Yeah. Ugh. But the movie, he was great in it, though. Will you be surprised if Daredevil is better than Endgame? Doomsday, excuse me. Will you be surprised if Doomsday is better than Endgame? Yeah, I would be stunned. I don't expect that. I'm going into Doomsday expecting basically expecting a shocking movie that has some classic MCU elements, but also takes risks and big swings because we need it. Let's be real. We need it in the MCU. Take some swings, okay? Do it. Tell a creative story. That's what I want. Yeah, I'm not expecting it to be on the level of Infinity War and Endgame. I don't think anyone should. I think going in with that expectation is probably pretty unhealthy because it's just unrealistic, right? It's just unrealistic. Dylan with the super chat says, have been loving all your post season 5 ranking videos. Would you consider doing a ranking of your favorite scenes / moments in the entire show? Dylan, I love that you brought that up because I have that in my notes. That's a video that I'm doing soon. I don't know what I'm going to call it. I struggle greatly with video titles to this day. It's one of the worst parts to me of content is like the titles. I always overthink them. But I have a few written down for potential titles, and I'll actually pull them up. So I have this written down, okay? Stranger Things best moments in the show. Stranger Things moments ranked tier list. I don't know if I want to do that a tier list, though. Top 10 Stranger Things moments. Those are 3 I had written down, but I don't like any of them. I was thinking just like Stranger Things moment, Stranger Things best moments in the show, my favorite Stranger Things moments. I think that I don't know. I'll figure out a title, but yeah, I'm gonna do a ranking of moments. I just don't know how I want to present that. But yes, I do. Yeah. I don't know why I keep saying I do, but yeah, I want to. I will be doing it. How about that? Super chat here. Sorry. It's good stuff. Hey, Chris. Hey, Chris. Always nice to chill in the stream. Gotta recommend Severance. Reminds me so much of Stranger Things season 1 and the mystery aspect. I think you'd love it. Well, guess what? I've seen Severance. I've seen both seasons. I really enjoy the show. It's one of my favorite shows from 2025 in terms of season 2. I don't know when we're getting season 3. That's what alarms me. I know that we live in an era where the new norm is 2-year gaps between seasons. But I hate to break it to you guys. I don't think we're getting a 3rd season until 2028. Yeah, it was 2022 for season 1. Then it was 2025 for season 2. It's probably going to be 2028 for this 3rd season. They're still writing it. And it's been almost a year since the first one came out. So like, I don't know what is going on. I mean, it's not like I think it's a very clever show. I really dig it, but it's not like it's a show that has a lot of the effects work that needs to be done or extravagant set pieces. It's interesting. I'll be interested to see when it comes out. That's all I'm saying. And I will be watching, of course. I'll be watching, but I am interested. But no, I really like the mystery aspect of it. The final moments of season 2, chilling. One of my favorite shots in any TV show last year was the final shot of season 2. Some unanswered questions we still have after season 5. Who unlocked the door? Vecna. And how did Elle recognize Will in season 1? Yeah, so Vecna unlocked the door. I'm pretty sure that was confirmed or not, but it's pretty clearly like Vecna unlocked the door. People got caught up on that for some reason, which was just a point that someone brought up in a TikTok, I'm pretty sure, before the season came out. But it's very clear to me Vecna was the one who did that. And how did Elle recognize Will in season 1? Off the top of my head, I'm struggling to think of. Okay, so are you talking about when she points to the picture of him in Mike's room? I think that's what you're referring to. Let's see. Let's work through in my head in real time what happened. Okay, so she is doing the experiment and then, okay. I mean, my default answer off the top of my head, I'd have to go back and rewatch it, is she saw him in the void. But if it were to have coincided with, I mean, yeah, I don't know the exact answer off the top of my head. I'd have to look further into that. What's the best season of Stranger Things and why? I say season 4 because I think it's just the most epic and emotional. What are your thoughts on the Doomsday teasers? I ranked them. I think my favorite is probably the X-Men one. I think it has to be. By the way, I'm going back up in the chat. I saw the some of the questions I missed. All of Andor was amazing. I've heard great things about season 2. Season 1's awesome. I will continue to make Stranger Things videos. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. His Dark Materials. I've heard good things about that show. I've heard a lot of things about Dark. Netflix's Dark. His and Hers with John Bernthal. Good pull. I've heard really good things about that. Someone in this weekend was actually saying I should check it out. I just haven't watched it, but yeah, His and Hers. Interesting show. Is it Tessa Thompson as well? John Bernthal and Tessa Thompson. I've heard that it's a 6-episode thing. I'm so overwhelmed. With the amount of shows I need to watch. Does anyone else feel that way? I almost get so overwhelmed that I just don't watch anything. I get so overwhelmed that I'm like, I'm not going to watch anything. And then the list just gets longer and longer. So it's like, it's a never ending cycle. By the way, if you guys are in here, hit that like button. Helps out tremendously. Let's get to 190 likes. I think we can do it. Cobra Kai Hawk says All of Us Are Dead is another Netflix show that I recommend. There you go. There's so many shows on Netflix. It's an endless machine, really, of television in a way, and it's impressive how many shows they crank out at high quality. Some stink, but some are really high quality. Alex with the super chat says, just rewatched season 4 and realized nothing was going to beat it for me. I can't stress enough how perfect I find it. Also, justice for my goat Owens. I'm with you that it was maybe not delusional. It was maybe like season 4 was so great that nothing could have topped it. And accepting that was probably smart. That might be where like some of my minor or anyone's disappointment comes from, is like season 4 was just so freaking good. Especially the final shot of everyone looking out on the hill as Hawkins bled in. I mean, that was special stuff. And I don't know if they were ever going to top that, but I still think they gave us a worthy conclusion that I loved the finale. I can't get over that. But no, I'm with you. GOAT Dr. Owens, justice for him. If anyone, like, I get people saying where's so and so and so. The only character I really wish we saw was Dr. Owens, but it's a very simple fix, or it's very simple to like headcanon where he is. Okay. The government made the man disappear. That happens. They were like, you're done. No one's ever going to see you again. You're not dead, but you're either going to do work for us and you're going to live off the grid, or you are literally going to be sent to another country and given a new identity. You're done. Like, that's basically what happened, in my opinion, which is sad, but also realistic. It's also realistic. You know what I mean? A lot of people saying they want me to cover School Spirits. Might have to happen. Thoughts on Scream 7? I'm scared. I'm scared. I'll say it. I love the Scream franchise. 5 and 6 are bangers. The first one's maybe my favorite horror movie. And I even enjoyed 2, 3 is 4 is solid. I just genuinely am scared. I'm scared. I don't want them to make a stinker. And it sounds like they might be headed in that direction. I am going to be reacting to It Welcome to Derry here on the channel with full watch-alongs with a timer on my Patreon for every individual episode. I don't know exactly how I'm going to cover it on YouTube yet. I'm going to watch it all before I do anything. I'm going to watch it all, film my reaction, and then I'm going to be able to decide what I want to do from there. I'm leaning one mega video, kind of reacting to the whole thing, because I have a buddy who I trust his opinion on things. He texted me and said, I think he said he watched the first 4 or 5 episodes, and he was like, it's slow, but he said it ends on such a high note. And that's what I'm not saying that IMDb user scores are like an end all be all, but that's kind of what they indicate as well. So apparently it is a bit of a slower burn, which is okay. I'm still going to watch it, but I don't know how much, value it would bring to the table to do an individual reaction to episode 1, 2, 3, and 4 if there isn't a lot going for those episodes. And I haven't seen them, so I'm not trying to go in with some preconceived notion. But you see what you see what you picking up what I'm putting down? All right. I will not be reacting to Night of the Seven Kingdoms, but I definitely will watch it. Brand new day trailer probably on Super Bowl, 100%. 100%. I would love to do a video of my Funko collection. Did I react to the Scream 7 teaser? I don't think I did, and I'll tell you why. I know why I didn't. It's because it dropped the same day as the Stranger Things trailer. I was like, I'm not reacting to this. I was too busy. I would watch the Stranger Things official trailer. So that was literally the reason. I remember because I was eating lunch that day. I think I went and got my favorite sandwich from a deli, and I was eating it, and I watched the trailer while I was eating my sandwich. And I was like, oh, this looks, I don't know. But I didn't react to it. My favorite show of 2025 was Stranger Things Season 5. I don't agree with this statement. I don't know if I've ever changed my mind because of what other people said. I think having conversations with people about something can open your eyes to things you might not have seen. I see a reference point here being Quantumania. Yeah, I remember when that came out. I think I gave it like 4 out of 5 stars, and I haven't seen it since then. But I've rewatched it online, like clips from it, scenes, had conversations with people who've seen it a couple more times than me, like Cam, who saw it twice in theaters. And I've really thought about it specifically in the context of the Marvel Cinematic Universe now with the King's future. And that movie, it's definitely dropped for me. The same can be said about the Marvels because it's a similar set of circumstances, but very rarely do I back down from how I feel about a movie because of what someone else says. I don't think I can ever think of that. Just, oh, well, this is the public narrative, so I can't like it. It's been a case where I don't like something, and I am very much in the minority. One battle after another, for example, I gave 2.5 out of 5, and I know everyone and their mother thinks it's the greatest movie ever made. I don't feel that way, but I'm not like, well, damn. I went and saw a movie with my buddy. We were talking about it after. He really is high on the film. And I wasn't like, you know what? We had this conversation and he loves it, so I have to love it. Same with like Dune. I have multiple people in my life who think Dune is amazing. My mod thinks Dune's amazing. My brother, my good friends of mine love Dune 1 and 2. And I'm like solid on them. Like they're fine movies. I don't get the hype personally, but that's my opinion. And I'm not sitting here, oh, I have to love them. So I disagree, and this is not true in my opinion. It's just not true. But I think I know what you're kind of trying to say though. Will I make a top 10 best movies of 2025 list? I don't think so, because there weren't 10 that I like was dying to talk about. You know what I mean? I just don't know. I'll tell you some of my faves though. Marty Supreme, Weapons, Am I the Final Reckoning, and I really messed with Predator Badlands. Predator Badlands. Favorite comfort food? That's a good question. Like a snack or a meal? I mean, if I want a snack, something that takes me back to childhood, I've recently discovered is just crackers with peanut butter. That's like childhood right there. It comforts me in a way. I might say that right now. I know that's very basic, but like in terms of my favorite meal, I love a steak dinner. Mike Wheeler or Richie? Richie's funnier, but Mike, I prefer Mike. My favorite Doomsday trailer was the X-Men trailer for sure. For sure. Derek is the go to season 5. Delightful Derek. That comment was also me. Well, shout out Tentacle Productions. If we're talking about the insight into it chapter 2's runtime. Squid Game or Outer Banks? Squid Game is probably the better show, but Outer Banks is the one I would go back to more. Yeah, P4L, baby. Top 3 animal horror movies? I can't think of one personally. Is Primate an example, I guess? I haven't seen Primate. I've seen chunks of Young Sheldon because Cam watched it. Do you think you'll appreciate one battle after another after rewatch? I would hope so. I would hope so. Yeah, the Duffer said that Vecna unlocked the door via the hive mind. So there you go with that. I would love if the animated spinoff, One Battle After Another, is Mike Wheeler's retelling. Someone brought it up in a live stream. I don't remember who, but it was a fantastic idea, and I can't unthink of that, where it's like Mike Wheeler's retellings. You know what I mean? God, I would love that. His stories, but they're like fictionalized, so that way they don't run the risk of like breaking canon. Have I seen Arcane on Netflix? I've seen the first few episodes. I reacted on the channel, but I haven't. I actually haven't finished it. I started it in 2023, maybe, and I just never got back around to it. Josh with a super chat. It says season 4 is massively hampered by non-Hawkins storylines for me. So as a reason, it's my second least favorite, but it has series best arcs and episodes. Strange feeling to have mixed opinions on it. Yeah, I hear you, right? There's definitely a lot in Russia. There's a lot in California. So it is a bit, I mean, it's spread out. It's the most spread out season. It's the longest by runtime. It has the most storylines with a lot of different character groupings, especially when you factor in like midway through, 11 has her own storyline. There's 4 going on. You got the Hawkins crew, Russia, California, and then L. So there's 4 ongoing storylines. So I totally hear where you're coming from. And if the characters, right, aren't your favorites, so if you don't care for Mike, Jonathan, Will, you're not huge on 11, or you don't really care about Hopper, it can make sense that the non-Hawkins stuff is your least favorite. But I enjoy the season greatly. I think I love the way it all converges. And to me, it's just perfect stuff. But I totally hear you. I know where you're coming from. Do you think Dustin retired, Mr. That's funny. Do you think Dustin retired Mr. Clark into the new teacher? Could Dustin take over that classroom? I think he could do it. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I would not be opposed to it. I'm rewatching the whole 5 seasons of Stranger Things. I just got to the middle of season 5, and I feel like if you watch it all together and don't take breaks between seasons, it's really good. Yeah, I haven't done that. I want to, like where you watch it all through. I haven't done that yet, but I imagine yes. Even when I was doing my episodes, I had season 5 on while I was building this Lego set. Just being able to watch those first 2 or 3 episodes, knowing what happens in volume 2 in the finale already made it better. Shout out Matt for being in here. Chris, you definitely got to check out School Spirits. A lot of School Spirits love in here. Scream 7 trailer tomorrow. Interesting. Might react, might not. Most hyped 2026 projects, movie-wise, Odyssey is number 1 for sure for movies. And then I would say the 2 MCU movies. Those are the 3 I'm like, if I can only watch 3 movies this year, those would be the ones. TV-wise, I'm very excited for the final season of Outer Banks, P4L. Also excited for the final season of The Boys. Not want to talk about it on the channel all that much. I know that it's not niche, but it is like R-rated. It's very disturbing. It's not like in line with a lot of stuff I talk about sometimes. And so I don't know how much I would even cover on the channel, to be honest with you. But The Boys season 5, just to see how that show ends, because it's one that I've been watching since 2020, I think. So it's almost 6 years. Yeah, I want to see how that one comes to a close. So those come to mind. Do you think they'll do a chapter 2 of Stranger Things with the original cast in like 10 years? No, because I think that the Duffers moving on from Netflix kind of shuts the door on that. I also think they don't want to run the risk of ruining the ending. I don't think they will. But you never know. Xenomorph versus Demogorgon, who wins? Xenomorph. I think Xenomorph wins because of the ability. I mean, they have acid blood. Demogorgon takes a swipe at one of them. Its hand's probably melting off, right? I'm going Xenomorph. Maybe, yeah, I think Xenomorph wins. I mean, for Christ's sake, yeah, Xenomorph wins. I mean, we saw how some of those. It depends on the demo. How about that? If it's the Demogorgon from the Russian prison, maybe that Demogorgon wins. But the one that gets Holly Wheeler might be cooked. Yes, I think we are getting a USA Squid Game. They set it up at the end, and also, I do believe we actually have confirmation that Fincher's involved. David freaking Fincher's involved, I'm pretty sure. So that's exciting, guys. Quite exciting. I have not watched The Wire. I know it's been asked a lot, but I haven't watched it. My spinoff, if I could make one, it would be basically The First Shadow, but it would be a series about Hopper and Joyce in high school with Bob. But I guess that does overlap with The First Shadow. I even said this before The First Shadow existed. I wanted to see them in the 50s. Now that's probably dead because they are doing the play that exists, and so they don't want to like overlap it or anything. But that to me would have been the best route they could have taken. Predator Badlands is underrated. I've seen people put it in their top 10 worst movies. What? It was maybe my favorite movie of the year. I ended up really loving it. So that's crazy. I didn't know that. But it's in my top 3 for sure. Maybe number 1. I think Weapons might have edged out. I don't know. Marty Supreme at the buzzer was up there for me. So there were a bunch of movies that I really ended up loving. So that's tough. That's tough. I need to meet Jamie at a con this year. I didn't meet him at the Upside Down Con, patiently waiting for him to be announced. Yeah, he was the Upside Down Con. I got to meet him there, which was cool. I regret not meeting. I mean, I met a lot of people at the con. I think you did as well, Anna. I wish I had met. Who did I not meet that I wish I had met? I guess is the question I'm trying to ask. I didn't meet Noah. I didn't meet Matthew Modine. I didn't meet. There was someone else there I didn't meet, but I met most of the people that were there. I hope they do a con in the US at some point. It seems like they're doing a lot of cons. They're doing one in London. I don't know if you knew this, Leanna. They're doing one in London in November. And I think Gaten's announced, and I think Caleb and Noah are announced. That is happening around Stranger Things Day this year. I don't know when the details of it all, but that is happening. By the way, we'll probably go for a couple more minutes here, so fire off your last minute questions, and then we'll wrap it up. I'll probably go for just a few more minutes. Hello, Will. How you doing? I did not know Netflix is remaking Cujo. The more you know. Let's see. Who would win, a pack of Demodogs versus Xenomorph? I'm inclined to say Xenomorph, but pack of Demodogs might actually outnumber Xenomorph. So I think I might take the pack of Demodogs. I do think Joe Keery will play Harry Osborn. Maybe I'm delusional. Maybe I'm out of my mind. But why not? From Jeff, speaking of Xenomorph, have you checked out Alien Earth? It's one of the top be watched for him. Yeah, I haven't seen it. It's on my list. I love Alien and Aliens. I think it's a great double feature. Alien Romulus, phenomenal. So I think that I've heard mixed things on Alien Earth. It's on my TV watch list, but I haven't committed to it yet. I need to. That was another one of those shows where it's like, I'm not going to watch weekly. And then it just got added to the TV watch list. Oh, so it was kind of frustrating that I never got around to it. But, you never know. I thought Nell Fisher was great as Holly. I thought she was awesome. Added a lot of that youthful energy of reminding me of the kids from season 1. Can you do a box office predictions for 2026? I think I'm going to. Stay tuned for it. I believe that will be coming out soon. I believe that'll be coming out soon for sure. We got another super chat here from No Question though. Do you have a question to attach to it? Let me know. Let me know. Favorite streaming song and quote. My favorite song is probably Separate Ways, the remix, or the Running Up That Hill Epic remix. But Heroes, the David Bowie version, might be. I can say that now because it's in there. That might be there. Favorite quote. Hopper's letter in its entirety. There you go. And I mean that. Who would win an Emmy from Stranger Things? I don't think anyone will. But if I had to say, like, someone was like, hey, someone wins an Emmy from the cast, who do you think it is? I'd probably guess Jamie Kimmel Bower. Cobra Kai Hawk with another super chat. The best starter animes that hook you in are Attack on Titan and Death Note. And if you just want straight action, then Jujutsu Kaisen is the best. I think Attack on Titan's the one I'll start with. I'll run the risk of ruining anime for the rest of my life if it means that that the show is actually that great. I think I would be willing to take that chance. I think I would. Red Hood in the new DC universe would be sick. I'm here for it. What is Weapons about? I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but basically it's a unique story told in different chapters from different characters' perspectives that gets into some. I guess the setup of the story is that in the middle of the night, a classroom of kids goes missing. They run out of their houses, and only one kid doesn't go missing. And so there's a mystery in this town. The cops get involved. Why are these kids missing? Where'd they go? Who's pulling the strings behind everything? It's pretty fascinating. Pretty fascinating stuff. What's a singer who deserves a movie? Joe Keery. All right, let's see. Who got the best ending in the finale? I think who had the best ending in the finale out of all the characters? I really loved Hopper's ending. Hopper and Joyce, to me, had a fantastic ending, right? They end up together, they get engaged. I thought it was just beautiful. We'll love to see a vid connecting Ross Dove or photo dumps leading up to Stranger Things 5 and where they fit in the show. Love your content. Well, thank you. That'd be a fun one to do. I don't know what I would call it. That's kind of where I'm like, what would I make that video about? But it would be fun to run back through all of his, his channels. Or his channels. I was reading something else. His posts. Sorry, I just completely blanked. I was like, wait, what am I trying to say here? Saddest movie I've ever watched. Saddest movie I've ever watched. The Green Mile was pretty sad. Forrest Gump makes me sad. I can't. Manchester by the Sea is a deeply saddening film. Those are some that came to mind as genuinely upsetting movies. Have you seen The Long Walk? If so, what death hit the hardest? If you don't want to answer and spoil, I understand. That I have seen The Long Walk. It's a movie that would have made my top 10. Actually, it is in my top 10 when I ranked them on my private list on Letterboxd. Yeah, I have seen it. It's a strong 4 out of 5 for me. The death that hit the hardest, I won't say who, but I'll say a death that happens at the end of the movie. That's all I'll say. Like the big death of the movie to me. I mean, a lot of people die, but that one probably hit me the hardest. Or yeah, that one. Just because of the moments leading up to it. Really underrated movie, I feel. And then Tess says, Chris, last one, and y'all have a great night. But top 3 best songs in Stranger Things and season soundtracks from the Stranger Things ranked. So if I'm ranking, that's a good video idea. I probably should do a short form of. Off the top of my head, season 4 soundtrack comes to mind. Season 2 is right up there with it as well. And then I would say like 1 and 3 are in that range. And then 5 is probably at the bottom. But 5 is so back heavy. 5 has great songs, but it's so back heavy, right? The finale has like 4 or 5 great needle drops. Everything else is kind of like, it has some, but not a ton. But I think 5 has the weakest soundtrack, even though it has some bangers. My 3 best songs in all Stranger Things, I would say, kind of what I said earlier. Separate Ways, the remix. I think I would have to say the Peter Gabriel. I'll cheat and put Heroes, any version, as the best, okay? Then I would put probably Separate Ways, and then maybe, just maybe, I don't know. I loved Africa by Toto's in there, which is a fun one, just randomly. I don't know if I can say it as one of the best, but it's still a great song. I don't know. It's difficult. One of those Running Up That Hill is so iconic. It's like a cop-out answer, but it really is. The epic remix especially. Who would win? Predator versus Demo? I'm taking a Predator. Especially the OG Predator. Yeah, I think that's going to do it, though. I think I'm going to wrap it up here. We had a great stream, almost an hour and a half. Thank you guys if you were in here live or on the replay. If you sent a super chat, if you hit that like button. If you haven't hit that like button, do right now. It helps out tremendously. It helps out a lot. Do it. But thank you guys for being here, truly. I'm excited for some videos that got coming up. I'm going to do a Stranger Things moments ranking. I'm going to do a box office prediction tier list. I'm going to do everything we know about Tales from 85. I usually try and stream every Wednesday or every week, so stay tuned for that. I'll announce it in advance on my community tab. But thank you guys for being here. Appreciate your continued support here on the channel. But no, lots of fun things coming this year to the channel. Reactions to new shows that I haven't really dipped my toes in the water for, so it'll be like new territory for me. But also covering all things from the world of Stranger Things and beyond, and lots more. So whether it's Marvel, whatever it may be, lots of things coming here on the channel you don't want to miss out on. But that is going to do it. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. Thank you for being in here live or on the replay. I hope you have a great rest of your night or whatever time of day it is, wherever you are. Have a great day. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.